Rise and shine. 6 a.m. and your hand can't make it to the alarm clock before the voices in your head start telling you that it's too early, too dark, and too cold to get out of bed. Aching muscles lie still in rebellion, pretending not to hear your brain commanding them to move. A legion of voices are shouting their unanimous permission for you to hit the snooze button and go back to dreamland. But you didn't ask their opinion. The voice you've chosen to listen to is one of defiance. A voice that says there was a reason you set that alarm in the first place. So sit up, put your feet on the floor, and don't look back, because we've got work to do. Welcome to the grind. For what is each day but a series of conflicts between the right way and the easy way? 10,000 streams fan out like a river delta before you, each one promising the path of least resistance. Thing is, you're headed upstream. And when you make that choice, when you decide to turn your back on what's comfortable and safe and what some would call common sense, well, that's day one. From there, it only gets tougher. So just make sure this is something you want, because the easy way out will always be there, ready to wash you away. All you have to do is pick up your feet. But you aren't going to, are you? With each step comes the decision to take another. You're on your way now, but this is no time to dwell on how far you've come. You're in a fight against an opponent you can't see, but oh, you can feel him on your heels, can't you? Feel him breathing down your neck. You know what that is? That's you. Your fears, your doubts, and insecurities all lined up like a firing squad, ready to shoot you out of the sky. But don't lose heart. While they're not easily defeated, they are far from invincible. Remember, this is the grind, the battle royale between you and your mind, your body, and the devil on your shoulder who's telling you that this is just a game. This is just a waste of time. Your opponents are stronger than you. Drown out the voice of uncertainty with the sound of your own heartbeat. Burn away your self-doubt with a fire lit beneath you. Remember what we're fighting for, and never forget that momentum is a cruel mistress. She can turn on a dime with the smallest mistake. She is ever searching for the weak place in your armor, that one tiny thing you forgot to prepare for. So as long as the devil is hiding the details, the question remains, is that all you got? Are you sure? And when the answer is yes, when you've done all you can to prepare yourself for battle, then it's time to go forth and boldly face your enemy, the enemy within. Only now you must take that fight into the open, into hostile territory. You're a lion in a field of lions, all hunting the same elusive prey with a desperate starvation that says victory is the only thing that can keep you alive. So believe that voice that says you can run a little faster, and you can throw a little harder, and that for you, the laws of physics are merely a suggestion. Luck is the last dying wish of those who want to believe that winning can happen by accident. Sweat, on the other hand, is for those who know it's a choice. So decide now, because destiny waits for no man. And when your time comes and 1,000 different voices are trying to tell you you're not ready for it, listen instead to that lone voice of dissent. The one that says you are ready, you are prepared. It's all up to you now. So rise and shine.
So you guys ready? Okay, so thank you for having me today. I thought I'd start out by telling you what happened in elementary school. No, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Sorry. Trying to a little light. Today we're going to talk about finding greatness. So Lori asked me to speak. Most of you that know me know that I'm very shy, right? I don't really like talking publicly. I'm really not outgoing. Not true, obviously. But finding greatness is a choice. And today we're going to talk about what it takes to make that choice. So I run a company called On the Ball. We've been in business in Broward County for 18 years, which is hard for me to believe. We specialize in sales and marketing and all the things that have to do with sales. And I think the most important part of sales is your mind, what you think. What you think will affect what you do all the time, always. Great teams in sports, great teams in business, all have like minds. They take care of the mind. And one of the things that the video talked about is the enemy within. So all of you get up every day and face that same enemy. That fear, that doubt, all of the stuff that video talked about is true. And what happens is it beats most people. Most people give up before they leave the door. And I've seen it happen in every sales staff. So the training that most guys do, we talk about getting in the zone. And I don't know if you've ever heard that term before, but the term was coined by a guy named Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a guy that got cut in 9th grade, got cut from his basketball team in 9th grade. But he decided he wasn't going to let someone else choose his destiny. He chose his own destiny and basically spent every waking minute training to become the best. And it was one time in, I'm not sure of the year, but they were playing the Portland Trail Blazers, and the guy went berserk. Everything he threw in, everything he did was perfect. So he left, and he was being interviewed, and he says, I just can't explain it. I'm in the zone, right? Does anybody in the room know what being in the zone is like? Okay, right? It's really awesome when you're in the zone. All the good stuff happens when you're in the zone. For most mortals, it's on your way to work, you make every green light, you walk into Starbucks, there's no line, and you walk in the office and that call you've been waiting for, you get, right? So it's everything working. Well, that's easy. Anybody can perform when they're in the zone. The challenge is when you're not in the zone, and it is physically impossible to stay in the zone and operate that way all the time. So what professionals do, professionals have perfected this method of understanding what it takes. Now Popeye, right, when he wanted to be in the zone, all he did was pop spinach, right? Doesn't work for the rest of us, not real. What does work for the rest of us is what's going on upstairs, what's happening in your brain, and you need to learn to self-assess it. You want to go to the next level, you got to have the tools to do it. And I call it the morning mirror challenge. And this was, basically Michael Jordan decided this. He said, listen, if I know that being in the zone is a 10, right? I got to get up every single morning. I got to look myself in the mirror and say, okay, if I know what being a 10 is, where am I on that scale? And it's possible you're a 3, you're a 4, you're a 5, and the winners are the ones who know what to do to get them from whatever level they are to operate at a 10. And I tell everybody in my life, shouldn't you always be at a 10? Shouldn't you be at a 10 for your spouse, for your kids, for your employees? Operating at a 10 is very, very difficult. But the ones who perfect it are the ones who win, always. And those of you who know me well know you will never know what's going on in my life, ever. Because if you ask me, things are awesome, always. It's nobody else's business what's going on in my life, right? It's not their problem, it's mine. And I'll deal with it, always. So you have to figure out where you are on the scale every day, and there's tricks to do it. So I've created morning rituals. It's the most important thing to me in my life. It's a process, it's a system. I teach it to people. Some do it, some don't, some add to it. But the reality is, all good teams work with a system. Right? You can take a bad team, install a system, and they will know how to operate. And I'm sure Howard would tell you the same thing, that it's all about that preparation, which leads to success. So these are mine. You can use them, not use them, but I'll go with them. You got to get up early. Nobody wants to. I ask sales teams, what time you get up? 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's lunchtime, okay? Everybody who knows me, they get their email at 3 o'clock. It's not because I want to, but all of us have the same clock. There's 86,400 seconds in every day. We all have the same clock, right? I need to get more out of the day. It's all there. If someone said they don't have the time, it's a choice. They said something else is more important, that's all. It's important for me to get up early, and statistically, people who sleep 6 hours a day live longer. I didn't make it up, it's true. You need to do 20 minutes of exercise. I know lots of people do boot camp and they throw rocks in mountains and all this. It's fine, great, you can, right? 20 minutes of walking every day will change your life, period. That simple. Get up and walk for 20 minutes every single day. That habit turns into success. Now those like my friend Ginger are gonna take it to the next level and rock and roll. She's gonna climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I choose to get up every morning and read and write, right? Writing is a lost art. Those of you who have millennials that work for you, right? Lost art. They don't know how to spell, they don't know how to write. It's crazy, right? But good things happen when you read. Anything. Howard has a book. Howard was very successful and he was willing to put it in a book so that the rest of us can learn. Ask any major, serious, successful entrepreneur, they're willing to share it. Read it and write it. Drink something green. Oops, not that. That's better. Anybody have a NutriBullet? The greatest invention ever. 4 minutes, boom, boom, and gone, out the door. and you put the proper gasoline in the Maserati to do all the things you want to do, period. But most people are really interested in waffles and pancakes and all this stuff that just clogs you up and does not work, right? This is all green, it's all healthy, and it works. One of my favorites, pick 3 wins every day. I don't care how big or small they are. Sometimes it's just making that phone call that you didn't make to your relative. Call your mother. Pick up, and you know what? That's a win. And I promise you, if you do 3 wins a day for 30 days, if you have 90 wins in a month, your life will change. That simple. 3 simple things. Love this. Count your blessings. I was in Nashville 2 days ago. 21 degrees, rainy, snowy, whatever. I landed in Fort Lauderdale. I got off the plane and kissed the ground. Now we live here. This is an awesome place to live. I travel. It's not like this everywhere. It's unbelievable. I stayed here last night. I opened the window. I looked at where we live. It's unbelievable, right? I'm grateful for the lady in my life. I'm grateful for the team of people I get to work with every day. I'm grateful for my clients. If you do not have things to be grateful for, check yourself. Love this, okay? All of you have a favorite song? A song that maybe reminds you of a time in your life or something good?
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break.
Okay, you can snack. Come on.
I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
It is impossible not to get happy listening to this. Impossible.
I don't care, baby, by the way.
Because I'm happy. Choice. I made a choice to be happy. This is another beauty. I want you to do this all on the way home. I want you to get in your car. And the first time you stop, I want you to look to the left and look to the right and tell me if anybody's smiling. Nobody smiles anymore. It's unbelievable. And why, I can't tell you, but I promise you the quickest way to change a conversation is to smile. I walk through other airports, they go, what are you smiling at? Why not? You ever get in a fight with somebody? Just stand there and smile at them. Watch what happens. It's crazy. It's nuts. You know? It's the best antidote, always. So, in review, these are the morning rituals. These are the things I do every day, and I do them every single day, right? I hear people say, well, this is Saturday, it's the weekend. Who made that up, right? When you work for yourself, you work, always. Okay, so are there any birthdays today? Okay, so you feel pretty special today, right? People are treating you different, you're treating people different.
If they know, yeah.
Okay, so happy birthday to him. So I want you to try and remember what that feels like when you feel like on your birthday and make it every day. Because every day can be a wow day. It's a choice. You can do whatever you want, right? But because it's your birthday, can I take off? Can I go to the beach? Can I have a big dinner? Can everybody get around and give a hug? Why isn't that every day? It's a choice. Everything we do is a choice. So anyway, this was great talking to you guys. I was faster than our friend. If you sign up for my quote list, I will deliver to you the 19 of the hardest things that you have to make a choice to do to be successful. So hopefully you decide to do that. And I beg you, right, that no matter what you do for a living, you have the right to make your own noise. Thanks, guys.